All right, so now it's time to get scared. It's trepidation time. Whoa! That was really scary. All right, hopefully that's not too bright. It looks too bright on my screen. So the first part is this opening, droning sort of technical term is arpeggio, because I'm playing the chord and I'm just playing the different notes of the. Anyway. So the way I'm doing it is this. So I'm doing the first. So I'm going down here. Can't really. Hold on. Let me tilt this down a little bit so you can see my picking. So I'm going on here. Let me get closer so you can't really see. So it's like I up pick when I go back to the 5. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 14 note pattern. You know, it's a 7 count sort of thing, off-timey thing that I do without even thinking about it anymore, thanks to Rush and yes. But anyway, so it's I skip. So I just play the 5 on the 3rd string and I skip. So I skip to the. So I'm here and then I jump down to here. So that you may have to practice that. Then I just come back towards myself. Notice the 5 and the 0 here are actually the same note. So it gets sort of a droning quality. And if I really thought about it and spent a lot of time, I could probably figure out what chord this is. I mean, the first note here is a. Now I'm tuned down a half step, so I have to figure it out. So it's the same note. So it's a C. Because if I was tuned up, I'd play it there. Yeah. It has that diminished feel, but I'm not sure that's the root of this chord. I mean, I guess I'm doing my pinky way down here, and these are all open in between. Never do I hit the low E. Okay, so again, so just so you can practice, it's. So it's kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of the feel. Do 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 do. Which is generally when you're doing a 7/4. It's either a 4/3 or a 3/4 kind of feel. This one is a 4/3. It's like. Okay, and then when in the middle part, so this is the beginning part. In the middle part, the picking, we do this for. So at the beginning, I do that 8 times, back and forth. Then I do it 4 in the middle, and then I slide down to here. So so I go down 2 frets, and then instead of having my pinky here, which is the shape I have here, I move it in 1. So it's now on the. Okay, so that's how that goes. So you would replace. Well, actually, I could probably write this down. So it's 2, 3. So this is just the beginning. The beginning just does this over and over again, and then when it gets in the middle part, I do this 4 times, and then I do it 2, 3, 0, 3, 0, 0, 3. So instead of 7, it's 4. essentially the 4 here is replaced by the 2 on the second string, and the 5 is replaced by the 3. So I just slid it down. So I basically just slid down these two frets for that part. And with the open strings, it sounds, it sounds like it's different, but it's not. It's similar. Since that's the same, it has that droning effect. Anyway, all right. So there's that part. So I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to write down the next part, which I want you to be able to get. All right, so now it's the next part. So the next part is some chord fun with fingers flying about. Okay, so then you jump here to the 8th, 9th fret, so it's one of those triangle positions. Well, it's not a triangle, it's an angle. Black Sabbath, think of it that way. Okay, so it's so I'm always going to keep both of these fingers here while I'm doing everything. These are going to move around. Okay, so it's do, 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 do. So here all I'm doing is I'm putting my 3rd finger on the 10. The 9th finger, or the 2nd finger is still on the 9th. So I have my 1st finger on the 8th fret here on this 3rd string. And then this finger is on the 9th. And so I go. So I leave them there. Okay, I mute sort of the da-da-da-da. It depends. Sometimes it's fast. Okay, so that's do 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 do, and then it's do 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 do. So that's the pinky going over here to the 10th to the 11th fret. Sorry, the 11th fret. And these 2 fingers stay where they are. So now I'm on the next higher string. Let's see right here. Then I put my 3rd finger back here, so I'm actually doing the 8 and the 10, which is that chord, but I still have this finger here because I'm going to pull off this one and slide down. Now I'm back to this shape, the Black Sabbath type. Anyway, that's beside the point. So it's here I'm doing arpeggio, right? I'm playing single notes, but I'm still this finger I can't get it out of the way, but it's not on anything. I'm just picking down. Then before I go down to the next one, I put this finger back here. Then I go down, so this is like the Iron Maiden progression. Then I come down here, so that's this part. So now my 1st finger's on the 4th fret, same string. So it's still, I'm just moving the pattern around, right? Okay, so now I go do 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 do. So all I'm doing here is I'm putting my 3rd finger down on the 6th, pulling it off, and then putting my pinky on the 7th. So it's, but I'm doing it with the chord, so I'm playing the whole I'm playing both notes at the same time. Now this pinky's going to the next string. So these are all the second finger, third finger, and pinky are all going to be on the same string, which is that fourth string. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's here. These are the only ones that are changing, but I'm hitting both notes. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see, but if I did it. I think the technical term for that is like it's a pedal. This is a pedal note, so these other ones are different notes that they sound different when in conjunction with the pedal note. I could be wrong. It could be something completely different. Okay, so that's da 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 da. It's got that feel to it, but I still have this finger down here. So it's do 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 do. See here, I'm only doing 2. So just have to practice that part. So hopefully that makes more sense. I'll leave that there for you to. You can always pause this and look at that. Now on to the next part. All right, so here, so the slow part starts. So the slow part does this, and then it does that, right? And then we go into, so it's so starting here would be 4 times. Then, so it's the same as this, but now I'm going to do the H is a hammer on, P is a pull off. So I do. So I only strike once. Notice I go. So I'm hammering on and pulling off this while this one's still ringing out. And then, so boom, and then I hit this, and then it's the 11, 9, 8. So I got my pinky up there on the 11th fret so it's the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the 5th string. Right, hammer on the last one. So these are picked. Do 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 do. So I pick these, pick, hammer on. So I get that. So it's an adaptation of this, even though part of it is exactly the same, like these 3 note parts right here, the down do 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 do, and that goes 4 times. Okay. And then everything slides down 2 frets. So now 6, 7. And it's a little bit different. It's almost exactly the same. The picking's the same, but where it's different is right here. So here it goes 11 to 10, which is 1 fret difference. Here it goes from 9 to 7. And that's to keep it in key. So here I have to put this finger here. So I have to sort of, I have to rotate my hand a little bit so it goes right there. Remember, I've had years of practicing this. So. So it's almost exactly the same, 2 frets down, except for I do the 7 here instead of the 8. If I was doing it exactly the same, 2 frets down, I would be hitting here, but I'm hitting here. Okay, and then it drops down 2 more. Well, wait. Sorry, it's right here. Then I drop down to here. Now, I haven't written that part down because I ran out of room, but I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so here's the third part. So this was the first, repeated 4 times, repeated 4 times. This is the slow part in Trepidation. And then for this one, it's the 4 and the 5. Again, it's your picking is exactly the same. This one is like this one, because this goes down 1. But then there's something different right here. I know, I'm always throwing different stuff in. I'm trying to make it sound good, or not the same. But it also has to make sense. So it's so here's that do. Actually, that sounds jazzy now that I think about it. Let me put it's like. Sorry. Turn it up just a little bit. Okay. So again, I'm going. So what I mean by the pattern is the pinky always goes 2 frets higher than the second string is, and the third finger always goes 1 fret higher than. But sometimes it's on a different string. So this time instead of it's. So the only difference here is in all of these, it's the 8 and it's 2 frets higher. This one is the 4, but it's 3 frets higher. Da, 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 da. Okay, and that's that part. And then when it gets, it's kind of the same thing, but with more direct picking. So when it gets to so it does that clean part, you do 4 of this, 4 of these, 4 of these, and then you come back here and now it's distorted. You just go. So all I'm doing is I have my two fingers that I leave there, and I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's that 4, 3, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like switches. It's 4, 3, 3, 4. So you see how my fingers switching frets? So this is right next to this finger. And my pinky's up here on this string. And I'm just picking everything. Now, when I'm only doing the two strings here, I only pick the two strings. When I have this, I pick all three of them. And then you go down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last one is, so these follow the same sort of pattern without all of the hammer-ons. It's just more straight. Yeah, in your face. It's just see that fist right there. Okay, that's not for kids. Well, unless they misbehave, then it is for kids. No, I'm just kidding, kids. And then so the last one is just. I end on the pinky again instead of the note that's next to it. Then you know, in the very last, I don't know what it is, so it's. So on the fourth one, so you start here, and then you go up one fret. So it's that pattern. Okay, then you go up 2 frets. So instead of starting here on the 2, you start on the 4. And so this time we don't slide down on the second one. Now we do slide. The reason I do that is because that's on the 3rd fret, which leads into. Okay, and you know the rest. So there you have it. Let me step out of the way so you can see that. By the way, just for your information, I'm playing Gibson Flying V. I forget what year this is, but I got it new. Oh wait, I can't read what it says on there. Through First Act. That's the Walmart brand. The end. Maybe.